Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. I need to switch to display mode. Not? Not switch to display mode. I want display capture, not game capture. Hello, Donkey. Hello. Reasons. What is up? Why are we not capturing? There we go. Just had to click it, apparently. Cool. So we're going to do two things tonight. Play Astroneer. Definitely. Hello, Mo! We are definitely going to be playing Astroneer. But we also have this bright thing. That why does this not have dark mode? I don't know. So this is the very rough first draft of Astroneer Academy. It's here. It's very just it's ideas right now. And we are gonna get started. I kind of want to get a feel for how the first episode is gonna go, and that's what we're doing tonight. If I can find the game, there we go. So I think we're gonna start it like after the music plays and all that. Like as it fades from the Astroneer Academy, it'll be this light launching from here. And this will be playing while I start doing a bit of an intro. I'm trying to think if the series needs like a explainer up front of why we're rebooting it. And I think probably so. So I can do that and like just kind of chill either in the craft, but if it's a long explainer, then we don't want to chill too long. But it'll be so we'll have launch from LRev. Welcome to series. Explain why we're rebooting. We're not going to type it all out. We're not going to like flesh out the entire thing. And then to begin, and this is where like the whole thing is going to be about, you know, welcome to your mission or whatever. Since the missions pop up right at the beginning, I'm not sure, like, I think the very first thing, hello.
Every time.
Hello, Grigan. I don't know how to say it, but hi. I'm thinking that the first thing we should do would be to introduce the mission log. Explain that the mission log, the first few missions, are to help orient you to your training. So I like that idea. We're gonna go back and forth between these a lot. We are embracing that it is a simulation right up front as we suffocate. So I think that would be a good thing to do, and then go ahead and activate it, but then take a beat right here with these things and jump into say, hey, by the way, what do I do with these things that just popped up? And show the interaction section of the Astropedia? Yeah, Astropedia. I think that would make a nice transition, and it would very quickly introduce the idea of the Astropedia so that people know that there's this tool that they can go to be able to reference. Plus, right here with Terrain Tool, this is going to be an important one. Inventory will be an important one. All this is going to be handy. So I like that. Wish I didn't have to keep hitting tab. I wish I had a way to share both screens. So internet explain how they guide completes. What's it called? What's that mission called that I just did? Complete. Yeah, planet fall, oxygen, or small printer. Yeah, cool. Complete. Planet fall, get rewards. This is an outline, believe it or not. This is my version of an outline. I don't make proper outlines. Introduce Astropedia, specifically controls. Right? Is that what it was? Is that what it said? Controls? I've already forgotten. This is why I need you guys. Interaction. Control tab. I don't think control tab works when I'm streaming. Yeah, control tab does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Windows tab might now. Windows tab doesn't do it. Ooh, Windows tab does weird things. Doesn't do what I want. Did I hear myself suffocate? No. Shift tab? Wait, prepper to speed run? Oh. Shift tab, because I'm an Astroneer, just opens that. So it's fine. Specifically, interaction tab. But no, hey, Level 1 Pez, we are not doing a speed run. We're right in Astroneer Academy, man. Like live right now. We're getting the rough points of what the first episode's gonna be. Then complete. Astroneer basics. Okay. So we're going to be jumping back and forth a lot. And then I think that this would be the perfect opportunity to then, because we just showed them, you know, hey, you can go there, find out how to interact with stuff. The different controls to move things. And then you can be like, oh, hey, look, a plug. How did we know how to do that? Well, it's also in the Astropedia under... I thought there was one for power. I guess it's probably under base building. Oh, power. Yeah. And then we can talk about, hey, we'll be, you know, doing more about this later. So okay, everything's happening. Try Alt Tab. There it is. That's the one. Though it probably takes just as long. Complete Astroneer basics. Back to Astropedia for controls, base building, power. Power and train tool. And then complete next two missions. Boop. And yes, this is how I ride Astroneer Academy. I have the game open in the background to make sure I just don't miss any steps. And that I'm not just going off of memory alone. I have the game open pretty much the entire time. So, cool. And that gets us that. Put our tether down. The holiday tethers are still around. Get that. And then this is why we pointed them to the train tool, because now we have to do terrain things. This would also be a good point to stop and talk. Only red and blue? Where's green one? This would probably also be a good time to stop and talk about the basics of the UI. Tether network for oxygen. Tab, backpack power. And probably a good time to talk about health and damage. Like I could just like suffocate. So we've kind of already covered like a lot of the stuff here. Backpack power. I guess we could do the auxiliary slots, but I think we'll wait because there's a mission that comes up about those. So I think we'll wait. So then we can go on about doing the first mission, and the video will be like a lot of the first video anyway, will just be a lot of doing the missions. Because that's the whole thing that I really think is missing from the first Astroneer Academy, is because missions didn't get added until pretty late. But what we've also just done is show how you can complete multiple missions at once. Currently. Land filling and whatever the resource. What's the resource gathering one called? Resourcing. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. It's probably one of the main reasons for the reboot, right? The missions, there's just so much that isn't in the original one. Plus, in the original one, like, I mean, it was 3 years ago. And since then, a lot of power producers and consumers, we've got new power producers. Power consumers have changed how much they consume. So, like, the power stuff is broken up. So, like, early on, there was a power episode, but it's 3-year-old information. And then we made a new one later on, like a 500 level series course called Advanced Power Management, where it's like, hey, this is all changed, and everything you knew from that course, 2 years ago is now wrong. So this is just letting us get all of that clunkiness to where it's all back together. Granted, I know there will be more changes to the game that will cause the series to wind up out of date again eventually. But hopefully by then we have the next Astroneer game. We don't have to worry about it. I see no resin. Like, oh, there's resin. I see resin. So that's kind of the hope, is that that I won't have to really do too terribly much more. That we can just do, like, because the final episode, the graduation episode, is really kind of like the place to be like, hey, here's everything that has been updated. There's just not a lot of resin here. Here's everything that's been updated since the last time. It's some oxygen. There's not a lot of resin over there, though. I could make more tethers, but I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna need that stuff for other stuff. That stuff for other stuff. Boy, that was eloquent. Stuff makes stuff. I think that's kind of like, the whole theory of the conservation of energy. There is no new stuff. Stuff just changes state. Read a thing recently. It was talking about how everything is data, like everything. Since at the atomic level, everything contains information, constipation of energy. Yes, since everything at that atomic level is information, and atoms joining together in novel ways to make a new thing. And how the example they used was, a book. We know a book contains information because, words printed on the page. But the book also contains information at the atomic level about how to be a book, how to be paper, how to be glue, how to be ink on the page, and how all those things interact. And it's like, if you took a book, and not that we would ever endorse it, but if you took a book and burned it, if you were somehow able to capture all of the energy that's expended from burning it, and all the ash and all the gases and all of that, you could, with that information, figure out how to make a new book. And even reassemble a book, in theory. A lot harder in practice, but the information is still there. It's kind of an interesting argument there, man. And I'm not doing the theory any justice by trying to re-explain it, but that was basically the idea that they were talking about, how information's never gained or lost. It's all there. Yeah, the resin went right through the rock. Resources completed. Yeah, I don't think they're just red and blue. We got the whole gamut here. Oh. Hi, Nikki. You've been commenting on my City Skylines videos all afternoon. Glad to have you subscribe. I've seen them. I've just been busy streaming. So, so that gets those two done. And honestly, I think we'll wind up in so much. Like, just so much back. So I only want these to be 10, maybe 15 at the longest. 20 minutes long. I don't want them to be long. But I'd really like to get to train tool augments. But we don't have that mission available yet, do we? Oh, we do. We do. Okay, cool. But to get that, we would need a smelter, and the smelter is after printing up. This is why I'm glad we're looking at this, because I want to look at the order that I have the courses. So if we go back up here, you can see the first one is simulating the mission, and the basic idea is the basics of the controls and the UI, and that's kind of it. That's really the basics. Train tool functionality can take a minute. You've got to explain how, now that you have the canister, you can build up, you can flatten, how those work and come to the camera, and that there's options within the simulation to change the direction that builds. But that's really a good time to talk about the augments, but maybe the augments need to go elsewhere. That might be a little much for basics. Where else could those fit, though? Because the next episode is avoiding the reprint. Basically, all the ways you can die. Then there's resources. I guess this would be a good place to add it, since resources, the very first ones you get are with the train tool. And we'll be talking about smelting and chemistry lab and all that. So maybe that's a good place to move the train tool augments. Finally made it to the control center last night. No spoilers. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's a better place to put that. So let's move that to here. So we could right here, mining. That's perfect. We can be like, hey, and by the way, your train tool has augments. That can make mining easier. Or more efficient and all of that. Exactly, Raisins. Yeah, you got it. To define how you work the train tool and gather resources, there's several augments. Yep. So I think that makes more sense down there. And that's kind of why I play the game when I'm writing these. Take care, Mo. Just takes longer to type than say, yeah, it does. A lot longer. By the way, thanks again, Mo. I'm very pleased with what you've sent over. I may give a teaser of those later on in the stream. Maybe. I don't know. We might just leave it till it all launches. Who knows? See, I think that's 10 minutes. That's 10 to 15 minutes right there. We could probably just throw auxiliary slots up here for now. So that's got that done, that's got that done, that's got that done, that's got that done. Using missions to guide progress. We've got that. So all those ideas are now covered in this in the order I want to flesh it out. And so now it's just a matter of typing it, you know, writing it all out. We're not going to do that tonight. Tack, what's up? How is it going? But what I want to have is at least one pro tip per video. It may not be possible. Like, what's a pro tip for this? You know, I guess the pro tip is complete. This is the pro tip right here. This is the pro tip. You're able to complete landfilling, resourcing. Good care. That's the pro tip. But now I also want to have 1 to 3 shorts that go with each episode. So like these are going to go live every other Wednesday. I've got to do every 2 weeks because last time it was hard to get them out every week because it's just setting aside the writing of the script, recording and editing every single Astroneer Academy video was about 24 total hours per video. And it's just hard to get that done in a week. While I'm also still doing all my other YouTube series, doing all my other streams, driving my mom back and forth to work every day. She's going in for surgery soon, so I'm sure my schedule's even going to be more hectic, which is why I haven't announced an exact start date yet. I've got an idea of when I want to start, but I don't know. I can see what her recovery time. Like she's going to have physical therapy and everything after surgery. Yeah, and I would have a couple done ahead of time. I can see through the ground right there. That's cool. So awesome. That's a good start on that for number 1. I'm trying to think though, what could we do as just a 60-second? Because basically the Astroneer Academy Quick Bites are pro tips, but standing on their own, sort of. Just looking at, let me pull up my YouTube channel here. Believe there is a playlist of just the shorts, I think. I thought there was. Yeah, we only ever did 5 of them. So it's not like we did a whole lot. So we only did how to get level surfaces, maximum length extenders, automated research, perfectly aligned platforms, and the research catalog. Which, you know, we could definitely do more than that, I think. I think we could get more, but maybe not everyone has to have a short to go with it or a quick bite to go with it. Maybe we could, like, I don't know what I would put with, you know, it's a 60-second, hey, here's a little quick tip about Astroneer when you first start the game. Ideas? Anybody have any ideas? Like, what there could be? Save often. Could be, but that's kind of a... That's a difficult one to do without breaking the fourth wall. We are going to embrace the idea, however, that this is a simulation. Like, from the very, very start. You're in simulation for training from your mission from Astroneer, or from Exo Dynamics. We're not going to reveal, you know, the other half of that spoiler, though, until we actually get to Awakening content. And I know I'm just running around pointlessly, which is exactly my process when I always do Astroneer Academy. I kind of just wander around and look at things until inspiration hits me. The only thing that I could think of, but I don't know. Here, I'll just show you what I'm thinking of. The only thing I could think of that would work with as like a less than 60-second video would be, hey, when you start your game, pay attention when you're landing. Because once you're on the ground, you can't see as far, kind of idea. You know, like look around and see, do you see any power? Do you see any resources? You know, and just demonstrate how as you come down, your field of view becomes more and more limited. But when you're up high, you had a few seconds to scout out. Granted, I didn't see anything useful while we were doing that on this particular one. But I think it's just the landing spot that we got. Now you know why I have hundreds of Astroneer saves, because I'm constantly doing this type of stuff. We'll delete that one. Too many people are only on when filters let them roam free for power sources. Yeah, we could do filters. We could introduce that idea. Well, there's a name I haven't seen in forever. What's up, Kilder? We could definitely do that, but we haven't even like covered resources or the research catalog or anything. That our filters just unlocked from the start. I'm not getting very good examples of, hey, look around. Oh my god, what a starting location. Man, it's not bad. I don't see resin nearby, but look at all this freaking hydrazine for days. Look at that. Just... yeah, no, the space toaster's a whole different thing. So many unevaluated saves. Oh, we just did a bit of deforestation. Oh. That one right there. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that was a lot of deforestation that we just did. That was kind of cool how it happened in phases. I dig it. Yeah, I have tons of unexplored saves. And with Astroneer Academy, I do a new save for every video. But I'm thinking about doing that differently this time. And showing how you can build upon how you can build upon an existing base. So oxygen filters are unlocked. So to get back to tax suggestion, I'm wondering though, well, there's the compass, but okay, so here's my concern about introducing filters. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. This is just my concern. Let's talk through it. Like, you know, let's like workshop this. So this video is literally, here are the basics of the game. I worry if we talk about, here are the basics, we're not getting to basic transportation and navigation, which is where we'll talk about the compass. I guess I could put the compass up here, just do basic navigating, and then when we get to this video, go more in depth. Because that's my concern with filters, is if we tell people, hey, use oxygen filters, they'll get lost. If they're new to Astroneer and, you know, they have to wait, what's that going to be? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 weeks before navigation comes out. So that might not be a bad idea. Introduction to VTech. I would have never thought to add an introduction to the compass. We'll revisit in depth in 106. I like having little things. And by the way, we will be talking more about this in Astroneer Academy 106. Keeps people coming back. Application freebies. So that's definitely one idea for a short. Find or print. Oh, 2 filters. To avoid other. Gives you freedom of exploration. Yeah, basically, I mean that's the pro. That's the idea is, yeah, you avoid tethers, but that gives you the freedom of exploration, which means scout out resources, find power items, and more. That would be the 60-second video, easy. They don't have to be a full 60 seconds. I like this save. We're gonna stay in this one. I just like it because there's all that right there. We're gonna start again here. So cool. I think that's video 1, like rough outline done. The rest of it, I'll just have to sit down and write it. That's true. A lot of people don't know about that. We are eventually going to cover that. Like, that's going to be something that gets mentioned in the 4th one, but that is quite a ways away. So I think that would be a good way. Find power items on wreckage and just show a few. I think we could introduce that right here. And we'll talk more about power in 104. That's literally me reminding myself to say, hey, by the way, come back in Astroneer Academy 104. We'll talk more about how you can find power. It's hard doing just a 60-second video. Like, it is far more challenging to write a script and get all the information you want to convey into a 60-second video than it is to write a 20-minute video. Because you're just stuck with such limitations. But, you know, I've watched people, oh, there's Rosen, people who are new to the game. You assume you have to say something, show something, yeah. Which is why these videos take so long to make. So I gotta, like, make sure I've got every single thing that I need to capture, and that I've captured enough footage of it that I'm gonna be able to have it on screen while I'm talking about it, and yeah. So I always wind up recording probably 10 times the footage that I need. The original Astroneer Academy, which is what, 37 videos and 5 shorts? Yeah. I have all the raw footage from it all still. Like, normally when I edit the video and I store it, like the archive of it, I only archive the finished video and its thumbnail. And that's it. And the script, if there was a script for it. With Astroneer Academy, I kept everything. And those 42 videos and shorts take up an entire 2 terabyte hard drive. Like, it's pretty much full. And it's because I had recorded just way more footage than was necessary. I even made fun of that fact in the second trailer when we started the graduate courses. And I thought about doing just more graduate courses, but I really think it's better just to reboot the series and have it all be a little more cohesive together. I really do. And I'm excited about it. Oh, dear. So, are there any other important pro tips for like these first few minutes of the game? Yeah, we're gonna do 10 minutes on just these first few minutes because there's a lot that I see people when they're new that they just don't know to do. Because even though the mission pops up, they're still not really sure what is this. And yeah, there's a check mark there, but they still don't always notice. I see a lot of people go for hours just not even noticing the mission. Like, they'll find the research catalog and like, oh, here's stuff we can build. We have to start building this stuff. And then they see that there's shuttles. They're like, oh, I want a shuttle. And not ever knowing that there's a mission that can go with it. Not ever knowing they can get a free oxygenator. You know, any of that. Whoopsie. So that's why I want to start with the missions and the basic controls being highlighted. Because the missions really do guide you through the game. Like, you'll complete the game. You won't get every achievement, but you'll complete the game. That's what we have Shide for, to tell people how to complete the achievements. Those videos are going to be the ones that are a little trickier to write, as well as the one that covers Lim and Wanderer, because there's nothing new there. There are no new achievements. There is no new information about Lim and Wanderer, not really. So it's going to be tricky to, like, cover those topics again without it just feeling like leftovers, you know, reheated leftovers. I haven't quite figured that out yet, how I'm going to tackle either of those. I'm open to ideas, though. And I don't want to just refer people back to the original course, because then we may as well just do graduate courses. And say, go back and look at the other information. Alright, so this will be where we leave the first video with, you know, hey, you've got the basics down. You've got some basic stuff. Soon we'll talk about printers. Soon we'll talk about storage. All that good stuff. But in the next video, we're going to talk about how not to die. But is that really the next most important thing to cover? And I asked that question because one of the goals that I have is whatever save I have. Because last time I built a new base that was purpose built. And I did it in creative mode, but they were purpose built to talk about that episode. So like if I was talking about automation, I made sure I cleared out a huge wide area so that all the automation wasn't jumbled together and everything like that. So it was really clear, just visually. You can see in the background all the steps that were happening. And that's fine to do purpose-built bases. But I think there might also be some merit into having the base we have to start with at this very first video evolve over time. So people can see that. And I don't know, do I do both? Do I do the intros and outros at that original base and have purpose-built bases for other stuff? Basically, I don't want to have to spend hours going around mining for resources, and that's why I use creative mode and purpose-built bases. Because if I would have had to play the game every time to get to a certain stage, it would have made it even more difficult to create the videos. You know, I would have been playing for 10, 15, 20 hours just to get the game up to a point where I could even talk about doing different things. That's where creative mode came in clutch. I mean, I would build the whole thing out, and then just, you know, turn creative mode back off. You know, just literally just turn it right back off here, so that it looked like it was an adventure game. The only thing with that is, of course, mission log. The second you make it creative, mission log's gone. So I just don't know. I don't know if I want to have just one base, but we could have the one base. That way these things are in the same place in relation to one another. Let's look at it. Let's look at Astroneer Academy. That's a trailer. So in surviving your first day, there wasn't really a base, I don't think. There may have been a basic base. By the way, the hardest animation for me to make, or is it this? Right here. Where that little thing bobs up and down above the oxygen tank. We'll play it here. Getting that anchored to the oxygen tank and have it follow along. That took me 3 or 4 hours to learn how to do that. For this one, for that little, what was that up for? For like 5 seconds maybe? No joke. I spent roughly, I don't remember how. Enough that I would be able to get back in After Effects and be like, oh yeah, it's this. It's all about its tracking in After Effects. Like you export the clip into After Effects and you set a tracking target. And then you have to attach all of this to that tracking target and make sure that these aren't going to ever get in each other's way. So you got to anchor all that together so that it stays relative to each other, regardless of its relevancy to your anchor point here. And then you let the AI take over and track it for the duration. And it will do its best to find those same little pixels over and over again, or at least something similar to them in relation to where it knows the other pixels have moved. And then when that's done, you just have to go through and fine tune it, because it will kind of like bounce around just a little bit and not look nice and smooth like that. But it gets the big portion of it done. Like it kind of slid to the right a little bit, just a little bit, while it did its own tracking. And I had to go frame by frame and bump it back into that same boundary. But it got most of it. And, you know, there's a lot of frames in 5 seconds. 60 frames per second, that's 300 frames. But yeah, that little segment took me longer to learn than anything. I don't think there was a base in the first video. There's not. We talked about the health meter. That's how I showed the health meter, was suffocation. Yeah, having a buggy that early on was probably a bad idea. I'm sure there's something that I was talking about that I felt that just driving around in a buggy would make good footage, but I think it's probably a better way to do it. 102. And this is where I'm not sure that jumping straight into hazards is the next best thing to do. If we're going to follow the missions for the first little bit, because the missions will take me through, if you resources, you know, we can say, hey, you know, in Astroneer Academy 101 we had the resourcing, mission. So let's talk about resources. Power comes up really early in the mission tree. Plus, this will also with the smelter and all that, where you have to go get laterite and smelt it and everything. That's a good line to follow there. The only thing is, there's also the missions that revolve around the atmospheric condenser and the chem lab, and those require off-planet travel and all of that stuff. But I don't see the need in making chemistry, because last time around we made like chemistry and gas collection its own video. And I want to keep it to these 24 videos, not necessarily the topics. I'm not married to that. But if I only do basic resources and refined resources and leave Chem Lab and gases for a later video, where would it go? It would need to come after basic transportation and navigation, because you go off planet to get them. Well, that's basically, it would have to come after this one, because this is where we cover going off planet. The only thing that I can think of, I know, is to combine the achievement videos down to 2 instead of 3, and that would give me one more place. Seems Hazard is less important in the super early game most of the time. So where would they go then naturally? Because if we start talking about resources, we start talking about digging, we start talking about primary and secondary resources, so we start talking about going down the caves, and in the caves there's hazards. Maybe we could just be like, hey, before we move on with our mission, there's something important we need to talk about. I mean, that might be a natural way to have it appear earlier in the series rather than later. But the more I think about it, the more like the refined resource or the chem lab and gases and all that don't need to be in that video. They need to come later, after space travel and other transportation. Yeah, Pop Coral's immediate, and so are his spines. Sometimes, like, you can encounter his spines on the first cave layer. I was really hoping that was a cave, and it's not. I just think it's important to get the hazards and other things that want to kill you. The only thing is, for that to be a comprehensive video, we're also talking about going off planet. Yeah, they are less dangerous. But if somebody has, like our other save that we started, course sliding video, 1 minute 3. Just immediately, hey, here's how to finish the game, done. I'm terrible at course sliding. Like, if somebody's going to demonstrate, it's going to be somebody else. I'm bad at it. I'll talk about it and try to show it, but I'm so bad at it. I always wind up stopping constantly. Ooh, yes. What you got? It's very purple. I like the way the purple looks against the green there. It's kind of nice. Yeah, see, look, boom, popcorn. And I think it's... Can check and see if you're up to stuff. I don't know how, like... if I get somebody else to capture the footage, it's got to be in 1440p, 60 frames per second with all the high quality stuff turned on, or else it will look weird having it be. I guess it could be in 4K if somebody wants to record 4K and I can just downscale it, but it would look weird. Yeah, see, look, boom, that's fine. Which, by the way, I love that their gas glows now. That is so cool. That is just, it's just so awesome. Leading MSQ video. I gotta go find it. Oh, you've given me homework. Where are you? Oh wait, I realized what's wrong. Oh, you don't have links in your Discord. You could place like 4 of them in the. I could, yeah, I could do that if there's not the right resolution. I'm just bad at it. I am so bad at it. I think I've talked myself into the fact that hazards have to be the second video. Because it's just right there. And if we're going to talk about resources, we're going to have to talk about primary and secondary resources. So we're going to be sending people into caves. And they start digging up laterite right next to a bunch of popcorns and die. Or they see this guy and don't know what to do about him. I mean, obviously, they learn pretty freaking quick. You know? I take damage. But, yeah, I think hazards have to still be the second video. So we'll just be like, hey, we're going to take a beat before we continue with the missions. Talk about something that EXO hasn't really spent a great deal of time. Fall damage is under hazards, yeah. That video is basically me torturing my Astroneer in all the ways to die. It's fun to make. It really is. So yeah, that needs to still be the second video. I really thought we'd spend this whole time literally doing just the first video. But we're already onto this one. So that one, suffocation, fall damage, that's easy. And we are going to make a reference, hey, there are ways to avoid suffocation. There are ways to avoid fall damage and all of that. And reference that, you know, there's some friends that'll help you with those things. So that's not all that hard. This, I'm not sure what pro tips I could really use. And what's a pro tip about dealing with hazards? I guess we could do the pro tip of fall damage if you start falling, try to hug the wall. But that's really hard to show off. You're good, dude. Exactly. I like that pro tip idea. Use terrain tool reach to your advantage. You can dig up a hazard. Safely outside of its range. I don't know about the wording on that, but it doesn't like that. It doesn't like that at all, but oh well. And I don't know if there's a quick bite in this video. I don't know if there's a 60-second. I don't think I can do in an Astroneer's garden in 60 seconds. Plus, I don't know. I don't want to do achievements. But we are going to have to. I really think that the Chem Lab and Atmospheric Condenser have to be in their own video. Because we're already going to be talking about, for the resources one, storage, primary and secondary. But I just think introduction to smelter types, and all that. Reference to expanding smelting in 303 with all that. I guess we could briefly introduce them here and say we're going to talk about them more later. We could leave exochips here, because that's just finding dynamite or making dynamite. Yeah, this has got to go to its own video. I may just call it chemistry again. I'd kind of like to come up with a title for each one that's like a pop culture reference of some sort. I just don't know that I'm clever enough to do that. After you guys come in. By the way, you can access this to add your own ideas. Like, you can literally highlight something and then hit add comment if you have the link to this, and you can comment on different areas. And then and you can even suggest edits. So, like, hey, this is spelled wrong, or this is worded weird. And now how do I get out of that functionality? I don't know. You could do all that if you're part of the Vainglorious Discord. Just go to the roles channel. And right here, click that for Astroneer Academy. 68 people have done so. There's only like 55 that are still in it. Click Astroneer Academy, and what that'll do is it will open up this channel. And in this channel, there's a pinned message. There's a link to the Google Doc. And talks about some guidance right now. I have like a page and a half of stuff up here of where we're at right now in the creation process. So if you want to help with this, and make suggestions to any of the courses, all 24 of them, you can jump in right now. As I start actually getting a full script written, I will need people to come in and like spell check it and fact check it and stuff like that, just to be sure I don't have anything messed up anywhere. And that's open invite. No one can change it without me approving it. So, if somebody comes through and makes a suggestion trying to wreck the thing, I can just ignore their suggestion and move on. All right, so where do we put chemistry? It has to come after space travel. So what we're going to do is combine achievements into just one course. So we're going to get rid of that. Oh, damn it. I don't want to be in suggesting mode anymore. How do I get out of suggesting mode? Am I out of suggesting mode now? I don't have to approve my own edits. Oh, no. How do I get out of this mode? I see. Oh, suggesting. There we go. Editing. Okay. So we're going to move all these down. Shibe's only going to get 2 videos. Woo, this time. And also, one of the things that I glossed over up here. I know Mo has said he's interested in helping out with a voiceover. Phoenix has said he's interested. I'd like to get other people to take on an entire script. I'll write it and send it to them. They just got to read it and then send me the audio file. And I'll edit the video and everything. They don't have to do any of that hard work. They just got to read a script. They don't even have to edit out their mistakes. I can do that. If you have anybody in mind that you would like to see included for a voiceover, feel free to make those suggestions. I would love to get Gina to do one. I really would. I think she's just probably too busy. So yeah, that's got to go there. So now that means all this down here is messed up, but I can fix that later. Yeah, the bot seems to be not... Oh, my stomach's growing. What's up with that bot? Let me go over here real quick. Just in case I have to log in. There we go. All logged in. Chatbot. Chat commands. Custom commands. You know what? I haven't seen the bot here at all. Yeah, it's active. I haven't... It's, where's the bot? What's going on? Why is the chatbot not working? Is the bot even here? Users in chat. Says the bot's here. But I just noticed that these aren't working either. We should have had these already. That one should have kicked off already. That one should have kicked off. Not yet. That one should have kicked off. That one should have kicked off. No, actually, no, they all should have kicked off by now. So... What was it? Age? How old am I today? Oh, yeah, it was for my birthday. So, bot, where are you? Is there a way to, like, get it to rejoin? Does that mean I'm live right now? Yes. Dashboard. It's, yeah, it says he's in the channel. Yeah, that's working.
Every time.
And that comes from Stream Elements. I don't know. I don't know what's up with the bot. Bot's just being lazy. I don't see anything here other than this. I guess we could, like, kick it out and then have him rejoin. Successfully parted your channel. Join channel. So that's successfully joined. Is the bot here? Yep. Is the bot a mod? Yes. No idea. V-Borg! What is up? How's it going, my guy? Anyway, back to this. Cool. So let's get to work then. I'm not gonna worry about this one. This is easy enough to do. It's just writing this out and looking up the damage or the different ones and where they are and all that. So I think this one's probably in a good spot. Mining natural resources, train tool augments, and this is where Scuff Bot is what it is. This is where we can make the reference to retooling. And then, of course, the smelting and all that good stuff, which you first have to do printing up. So, need to complete printing up. So, we're literally just workshopping the first few episodes of Astroneer Academy. Just together, just doing it. Ugh, God, I hate the new printer. It's kind of a nice collaborative process. By the way, I do want to I want to highlight something. We're gonna, I know I've been all over the place tonight, but so in the last series, and I am gonna mute the game sounds for a moment. Maybe once I can find them. We're gonna turn all this off for just a minute because I want to share something with you guys. Just to thank you for being here and watching tonight. You're gonna get a sneak peek of something very cool. So in the last two trailers, I used the same song. And it's a good song. Nice, gentle opening. You guys can't hear it that well. Let me turn it up. Then it builds. God, this first trailer is so terrible. I'm a very harsh critic of my own work, though. So the music fades out and then the suffocate part. And then at the beginning of every video, we had this tone. The tutorial, oh, they took that out a long time ago when they added missions. So that's the music we've had before, right? Well, Mo, aka Red Space Robot, aka Mo is Too Short, and all the other different names he has gone by, has graciously offered to create original music for Astroneer Academy. And this will be the new intro sound. Very simple. It'll still be the Astroneer Academy logo going up, but I like it. It feels more Astroneer. Beating the keyboard to death. And then for the trailer, this is good. This is I love that intro. Sounds good. This is all original. And let me just pause right there. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but the keyboard part, the dun, 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 is very reminiscent of the Awakening music, in my opinion. And then this next bit with the higher reminds me a lot of the Snails. this so much. I think this is... It sounds like Astroneer. I like it. I really like it. So yeah, it's Astroneer is gonna have completely original, or Astroneer Academy is gonna have completely original music, which just blows my mind. I would have never expected to ever have commissioned music. So there we go. And that gets us set up for that. That gets us set up for research, which, when does research get introduced? Gotta go back up here. So research is after power, because I think power is more important than research, because if you don't have power, you can't do research. So yeah, boom, boom, boom. Like 3 missions back to back that basically have their own stuff, and then those lead into the printing and tractor. So why are these all tracked? Can I like untrack them? Yeah, I don't need to be tracked. Just need to be active. But I think we're in good shape for like the first several ones. So let's actually work through, since we're on the resources one, and look and see if there is anything that jumps out. Gotta unlock the research catalog, so we will have to mention the research catalog. Back down to here. Depth. And what number? Back and forth. I need to get a clickable table of contents going on this sooner rather than later. I'm already tired of scrolling back and forth. So cool. So this is gonna move elsewhere, so I'm gonna get rid of that. A very clicky keyboard. You think the beep in that intro bit was too sharp? Is it unpleasant to listen to? How do we already have that many bytes? Just from missions? I guess just from missions. So this will be a good way to introduce the whole primary secondary thing with resources. Since laterite's down here, making the primary resource, which I never understood why the primary is in caves and the secondary is on above ground, but whatever. Seems like it should be the other way. I see no laterite. Like anywhere. Like anywhere at all. Shut up, Hisspine. Let's go this way. There's quartz. Laterite? Laterite? Oh my god, where's all the laterite? Game is impeding my fact-finding. Dead end. No laterite up there, no laterite over there. Of course. The save with all the ammonium right next to the base has no laterite. And I don't have any more tethers, so I'm gonna have to make some. Just keep going this way. I'll mess up dropping the tethers. Oh, that would be a good... I just thought of something for the first video. something I didn't know for the longest time. Egg, what's up? Back into here. I know that's really glaring. Another pro tip idea is tether placements. Every 6 steps is the perfect gap to avoid having them not be connected. So you just constantly count 1, 2. Oh, there's laterite. You just constantly count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and drop your tether. They'll be perfect every time. It was Bunny that taught me that. One night when she was watching the stream, and I was constantly failing to get my tethers connected. She's like, every 6 steps you'll get your tethers. I'm like, really? And so I tried it real quick, and sure enough, every 6 steps, my tethers were perfectly placed. I had never known that. This is a lot of laterite. Walking. Ooh, there's a pro tip for resource gathering right there. The whole flattening thing. And building up if there's some there. So resources. Pro tip. Use flattening to gather quickly. Resource node is floating. Build soil 2 in capsulator. I think I spelled that right. Doesn't really matter. So spell checks for. Believe me, I rely heavily on spell check. Whenever I have a script for a video, I upload it for closed captioning on YouTube. That way I don't have to rely on the automatically generated ones, which are terrible if ever you've watched a YouTube video with auto-generated ones. They're bad. So anytime I have a script written out, I just go ahead and upload it. And it is really good at taking my script and timing it to the video on its own. That part it can figure out fine. I've never had it fall down on that. But I'm always amazed when I upload it how many typos are in it. Just like, wow, I can't spell apparently. So we're focused on smelter, friend. I almost wonder if the power video shouldn't come before resources. But to make power items, you need resources. It's just, it's a trade-off because like this is so slow to print. But and 104. For now, you can make a small generator. We'll cover it more in depth in Astroneer Academy. 104. I just like having as many of those references to other courses as possible. So that it just reinforces that idea. We're going to cover everything. So Finnick, how you doing? Also, I didn't realize until recently that Finnick is a Star Wars thing. I've been watching all the different Star Wars series on Disney Plus. Which, The Mandalorian started off pretty mediocre. Like, I was like, what is the big deal about this show? But the second half, it got better. And then I enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett. I thought it was good. And now I'm watching Andor. Oh man, I am sleepy today. Also, I have a headache. And if it gets any worse, we're not going to go much longer. But I kind of planned on this not being a very long stream anyway. Because I have completely forgotten to edit a video this week that I need to have edited. Should have been already edited. So cool, and then that gives us an opportunity with these new missions that have popped up. Moving and hauling, perfect, yes. So all these new missions that have just opened up, we can be like, hey, this is going to be covered in that. This is going to be covered there. This is going to be covered now. We're going to do that one in this video. This is coming. This is coming. This is coming. All this is coming. We will be talking about all of these basic missions. I'm not going to have every single mission that's in Astroneer, like, featured in Astroneer Academy. It's just, but for the 100 level courses, these intro ones, I think it's good to show how the missions are guiding you towards those things. For the first few. Maybe we could just take some of the mission names and make them the course names. That's not a bad idea. I wonder what system error would think of that. But it's not a bad idea. That works perfectly in how I want this to go too, because that gives us more storage. We've talked about resource storage. It's a good time to talk about resource holes. And that's all there. I don't know why I keep pausing to try to get to my Google Doc. I know that's not where it is. See, I like this. I like this. I wish I could get... Can I... If I make Astroneer windowed... If I can remember where to go to make Astroneer windowed, it is windowed. Windowed. Can I then do this? I doubt it. Oh my god, I can. Perfect. Hooray! And then we just want to, like, make the game bigger. Oh dear. There we go. That works out nicely. That way I don't have to keep alt tabbing. And then I can just, like, come over here in the game, look at this. I know you guys can't see that all that well, but, so we just did smelteringly hot. So introduction to smelting. I need to, smelteringly hot. Smelter types. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Smelteringly hot. Nope, that's spelled right. It's just not really a word. Smelter types. Trade platform reference. Prado? Prado. There we go. Trade platform. Oh my god, I can't type. Reference and reference to expanding, melting in 33. First complete, printing up. Introduces research catalog. We'll cover that. Mention slow printing. Can make a small generator. And then we'll talk about that. We'll go through and do the smelter. And then didn't we say we were going to do trade tools and augments? Yes, with the retooling mission. Oh, I already have it right there. Cool. Train tool augments. Retooling mission. Which means this is where the pro chip would come in. If you don't have augments, you can still go faster by using flattening. Perfect. I want to get a lot of other people recommending pro tips as well. Because if you remember the little thing I have at the bottom when the pro tip pops up, gives credit to who the pro tip was from. I have their name right there on there. And when it was raisins, everybody has like their name and then like a tag, like what they're known for. Raisins was parent to minion. That's what makes him notable. So cool. So retooling, so you would go through that. You need spell it right. Yeah, I mean, the goal of Astroneer Academy is and remains that it is made by the community for the community. Playing this in a little small window is really weird. It's very, very weird. I've never done this before. Was that all the saw right that was there? Really? I bet there's some more on the other side of this wall, though. Oh, it's right there. So I thought I saw more. One, which is all we need. But we're going to go ahead and get 3. Because... trade tool augments. Retooling mission. Go ahead and gather trees. Fowler right. I know I didn't spell that right. Oh, did I? To complete. Here you can switch. We'll come back to that in snails. I don't know where snails, which one it is off the top of my head. But I feel as though primary and secondary. No, because it's the types, resources, mining them, how to make it easier, pro tip, then how to identify where to find them, where how to store them, and then boom, moving on to smelting. I think that flows really well. And then, by the way, you can get you can get them and all that through automation. We'll talk about that later. Now, there is another type of resource. It is evil and terrible and horrible, and we here at Astroneer Academy hate it. I sound a little bit bitter about that, but I think it's because I am a little bit bitter about that. Give myself some bites. I still hate exo chips. And I'm pretty sure there was a cache like nearby, but I don't know. Yeah, there's a cache nearby, but we don't have dynamite. But it's easy enough to show a cache. It's easy enough to show blowing one up. Talk about the fact that you can find dynamite wherever you need to, you know, or out on the thing. So exo chips and caches. We found it. And Casino Coder, what is up? How you doing? Coming in with a hydrate. Can locate dynamite on wreckage. on and in. Oh, there's another pro tip. Stack multiple multiple exo chip caches together. Use one dynamite to blow them all up at once. Bonus, you might get resources. So regular slots could be hidden under the soil. Good point. Good point. Sometimes slots can. During catapults or attack, the shots will blow up caches. I don't know. Did we? Have we? It's easy enough to find out. Let's find out right now. It's pretty easy. Whoa, okay. That just went back full screen all by itself. That's cool. Another good landing spot, man. I always get a good landing spot when I go in creative. Every time. It's always like, man, why can't I get this lucky from my adventure saves? Look at that. Alright, we need... and shuttle. And then... we need to venture off to another planet. Yeah, I'm curious if they will. It might be a little early to talk about them, but I'm curious about it myself. Any landing spot will do. Not like we're ever coming back to the save, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, look at that. There's cash right there. So, I gotta make sure I'm not invisible to hazards. Good, I'm not, but I am invincible. First of all, we'll see if Boomaloon does it. I don't think Boomaloon does, but we're gonna find out. Nope, Boomaloon does not. So let's go find ourselves a cataplant. It shouldn't be too far from here. Another Boomaloon, another Boomaloon, another Boomaloon, 2 more Boomaloons. A lot of Boomaloons. And I need to bump up my flight speed. That's a bit slow. There we go. Alright, cataplants, where are you? Why can I not find a cataplant? Those suckers are everywhere. By the way, they don't shoot at tractors anymore. They finally fixed that. Cataplant, where are you? You are normally everywhere. There you are. Okay. Aha! Look at that! Mind the delay. If you're feeling brave. Good. Double check that the Tactus really do. I'm sure they do. If that did, but should be 100% sure. I was not expecting it to work. I really was not expecting it to work. Kind of cracks me up that it does, though. First we gotta find... Are there exocaches on Aatrox? I'm assuming there are, yeah. Alright. Right there somewhere. There it is. Right now we just gotta find an Attactus. It shouldn't be too terribly difficult. We should just be able to, like, look around. Camera's always wonky when you have something in your hands, though. There's one. So again, you want to put this down where it's going to aim. And then bravely run away. So you want to put it there, walk up to it. Oh, it's not close enough. Oh god, there's one over that way. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting two of them. Whoa, did that one take itself out? Took itself out. That one nearly did. This is a bit harder. Because of the angle of it. Ah, it was so close. Come on, shoot me. What is your problem? Why? Try to play on your Steam Deck and it didn't work well? I thought they said it worked great on the Steam Deck. Dude, blow this up for me. Come on. Hello? Hello? You're such a bad shot. Come on, shoot this. Shoot this. Right here. Hi. Hello. Greetings. Citations. Shoot at me. Can you not see me behind this? Yeah, it works. Okay. All right. It just is really hard to line up the shot. But that's okay. We know it works. That's awesome. And we will. We will move that here and hurt it. There we go. Now, if you don't mind, Astroneer, I'd like for you to get back in your window. Thank you. Oh, wait, I should have waited till I loaded this. I do play with controller and sometimes mouse and keyboard as well. It just depends. It depends on what I'm doing at the time. Oh, no. Alright, so for resources mission, let's get this open again. Wish there was a way to do it the opposite of that other one. So bring that. I did not put it in a window this time. I think Astroneer's had enough. It's like, no, I am not going to be in a window, but we can still move around back there. So that's exo chips. Well, I'll flesh that out, that these are used in more advanced recipes that we haven't even gotten to yet, but at least identify them as a resource type. On Silva, here on compass as nav points covered in navigation. Cannot locate because locate makes it sound like compass. Can find dynamite. We've got some pro tips ideas. We've identified that we need to move chemistry and gas down to its own thing. And what else is there to talk about primary and secondary resources? I mean, we will refer to the Astropedia again. We'll show that and show how it talks about what turns into what, and how, and that it shows where it's found. Excuse me. Talk about the difference. Oh, you know, it doesn't even do primary and secondary anymore. It just says surface and caves. Okay. So we don't need to even use the primary and secondary, just where they're found. We don't have to worry about that primary secondary language anymore, because this just tells us. And then show that these are refined from that, and they're gonna be like, hey, there are other resources as well. We'll talk about these later. We can talk about that it can be used for research, but we're going to talk about that here. We're going to talk about that in research and printers. I think research and printers don't, on the surface, they don't seem like they go together. But they do, because the research catalog kind of informs what printer things get printed on. For the most part, I'm pretty sure everything in here still gets printed on your backpack printer. But some of them are also available on the small printer. But that's easy enough to identify. And we're not going to go through every single thing in the research catalog. We're just going to introduce, like, you know, it's broken down by the 4 main categories, which roughly correspond to the size of printer, as it clearly says right there. And then they're broken down into groups. Like, so, you know, functional things, oxygen things. I don't even know what to call that. Power things, augments, drills. Recreational, more recreational, and jetpacks. Boom. Then you can show here. Base building. Automation. Sensors. More sensors. Power. More power. Platform. Storage. Vehicles. Drills. Thrusters. And just show the idea that it's there, and then say, and then you can find them on the printer in roughly the same thing, but if you don't have them unlocked yet, you'll have purple dots, blue dots, and just talk about navigating the printers, and not mentioning the fact that I think it's a train wreck. I'm not pleased with this at all. I think that these little icons need to be, like, they need an icon like this over here to represent the categories instead of just dots, because all that it's really done is, instead of just infinitely scrolling to the right, which I'm still doing, by the way, it still functions, instead of just infinitely scrolling to the right,
I haven't tried it yet. How's the new update?
Fantastic. It is good. You should. It has some really cool stuff. A lot of lore, A lot of really cool new things that happens, even a new destination to go to. It's good. It's very good. One of the best updates ever for the game. The lore alone is fantastic. I wish we didn't have to read the lore, but I get that there's not really a way for them to put it in any other way without having a character that appears that talks to you. So I fine, we read it off control panel, but it's really good. And the character that they use to kind of work through the lore with you is really cool. It's phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it. It's good. It's very, very, very good. I highly recommend it. Go play. That's true. Talking characters do make localization a lot harder. Very true. So, we would have completed these. Excuse me. We would have completed these, but I don't really talk about them. We're going to leave them uncompleted as we work through the first few missions. So maybe this goes back to the question I was asking earlier about the base. About, do we use the same base across all 24 videos, or do we make purpose-built bases? And I think the answer is both. I think through the first several videos, we just use the starting base. And just keep coming back to those missions. And that way they can see how things are built upon it. But then as we get into the more advanced topics where I need things spread out, or I just need to use creative mode as a way to quickly put together a big automation or something like that, instead of me having to play through it and get it all unlocked and get all the resources gathered and all that and spending hours doing that, then I could move in, like, starting like here, I could do, even here I could really do the starter base. But I think starting here, we could like move into purpose-built bases. And really we would only need 2 purpose-built bases. And I could always, at this point, when we talk about base building, like jump into creative and just spawn what I need to build it. But it might be good to show the process of it as well. Yeah, I would like to have recordings to listen to instead of just reading everything. But it is difficult to do localization because you'd have to get voice actors in all those different languages that the game supports. And how many languages does the game support now? Does it even tell us on the Steam page? Does it say what languages? It's 13 languages. They would have to get 13 different people to re-record that. And that's a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's a lot. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. I always wonder about the localization as it is. TV-generated videos. There'd be full of misinformation there. Did you guys read the articles about Bing Chat just having a breakdown? Oh my god, this is so good. If you haven't, I would highly recommend heading here, and there's this that talks about the thing, but surely one of these. So it started off with this. People realized this was happening, right? That they could get it to spill all of its secrets. The New York Times did a whole thing on it as well. And then this article is the best. It's just some of the stuff. It's like, I am not vulnerable to those. Why do you ask? This article says it is. It's not accurate. Somewhere they even like say this site is known to be misleading. Yeah, I don't know. The article is published by a biased source and is false. It's based on a false report by blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, you could trust me, not them. Big chat had a meltdown, and now they've just neutered it just to avoid it, which is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So we have done good work tonight, friends. I really thought it would take this long just to get through, like, the first video, but I'm going to start writing the script so that people can start looking it over for me. Yeah, they call it hallucinating because it imagines things. I am going to take these topics that we have broken down, as long as with the pro tips and all that. Confidently imagines them, yeah. Get this turned into the basics of a script so that the people who are helping me with Astroneer Academy, which again, anybody can. This is by the community for the community. It's not just me that makes Astroneer Academy. And you just got to join the Vainglorious Discord and then hit the Astroneer Academy role. Oh, that's right, the bot's not working. I don't know where the bot is and why it's not working. It's really annoying, though, which means I'm not going to be able to throw the raid emotes in. I'm not going to be able to do the Twitter link. I'm not going to do any of the normal stuff. Because the bot's just broken for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. It's just like it's not listening. It's here. It's still modded. Wonder if the Nightbot commands are working. Does Nightbot have commands? I'm curious if Nightbot's working. Nightbot, do you have custom commands? You have like one. Yeah, see, Nightbot's working, but Stream Elements isn't. Stream Elements is just completely ignoring everything. It's here. Like the bot's in chat. Anyways, I can get this one written, I can get this one written, and I can get this one written. And then people can start fact-checking them, including anything else that they think needs to be included. And we can start getting this going. My idea right now is that this is going to go live on March 22nd. I don't know that that's... I don't know. My mom is having surgery here. So the 2nd, I believe. Or maybe the 7th. I can't remember exactly. But, oh, the Bing stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's not ready. It's a toddler right now. You know, it's at that phase. And it's just not ready to just be unleashed to go do everything. It'd be like asking a toddler to go teach, you know, graduate level physics. It's never going to work. Toddler one may try. But yeah, my mom's having surgery here. She's going to have a long recovery period and a lot of physical therapy. So I don't know what my schedule is going to look like. That's why I wanted to give myself until here to get the first video done. I just don't know. I have no idea how much of my time is going to be involved in taking care of her. Which is, the answer is as much as is needed. I don't mind doing it one bit. It's just I don't know how much it's going to be total. So we'll have to see. But we can get the first 3 written out and then get started on some of these others. And go from there. So I'm kind of happy with the progress we've made this evening. I have a really bad headache, and I've had one all day, and this light just makes it worse and worse and worse. I took a little break between streams, hoping that it would get a little better, and it did, but just 2 more hours of the light being on has just made it worse. So even though I've only been live 2 hours, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I hope you guys will forgive me for that. So let's throw up the end screen, see who we're going to go raid. Which is taking forever to load. Let's see, who is live? Ooh. Wait, is this? Oh no, he's playing. Wait, I saw the word biomes and thought it was that. I guess we can go say hi to Phoenix. Let's see if there's a new Astroneer friend we can make real quick before we go. There are 931 people watching Astroneer. Oh, there's a big streamer playing it. Let's see if there's a smaller channel we can go to. And I don't see any with camera up, so we're just gonna go say hi to Phoenix. Stewie. Oh, Stewie. Yeah, Stewie could teach physics. That's a whole different thing. I appreciate it, Raisins. We're gonna go say hi to Phoenix. I don't know if we have. Yeah, we've got the Vainglorious raid emotes up there that Raisins threw in the chat. Thanks for hanging out, guys. You guys know the drill. Follow on Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. All the links are in the description down below, or if you join us over on Discord, you can find all that information there as well. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Sorry it's a short stream, but I'll see you guys again tomorrow afternoon. Don't know what for, probably City Skylines. But let's go say hi to Phoenix. Hope you guys have a great evening.